Just tell me a bit about y'all's robot and what y'all do.
Oh, well, our robot is very cool. His name is Ceviche, which is a Mexican seafood dish. He can put on all 4 levels of the coral. He also can put algae on the net and through the processor. We have 2 autonomous. One puts 2 corals at the top on level 4, and the other one puts 1 level coral. One coral on the level 4 and 1 algae in the net. What else? He can do a deep climb, and he uses the limelight for his autonomous. We like to start on the center and left side. Without batteries and without bumpers, he weighs 86 pounds, and with everything, he weighs 110 pounds. And I think that's it.
Gracias.
What?
Gracias.
Hi, de nada.
Good morning. Where are y'all from?
Taiwan.
Taiwan. Would you like to tell me a bit about your robot and your team?
Our robot. Oh yeah. Our robot is now here. Here's our robot.
Would you like to tell me about it and what it does?
Yeah. Our robots can do all the things in the field. Like we can put the algae on the nets in the processor, and we can do the coral for L1 to L4. We also can climb. Like in the last regional, we didn't have climb because our robot is too heavy. So now we have to come to Houston, so we change our robots. Like we put the climb back to our robot. Like here, we have branded our robots.
Could I speak to the coder on y'all's team? Could I speak to the coder of your team?
What's these? What do you mean?
Who does the coding on the team?
Coding. Here. Here's our coding.
Would you like to tell me about what the code and what it does?
我们程式可以做什么 He can't speak English that well, so I will translate.
Okay.
Yeah. 跟之前一样。你可以把车子推过来一点。Yeah, like we have 3 cameras for our robots, like 2 in front and 1 in the back for the station. This 2 is for the reef and protect, and we have the bottom part for the driver to put the buttons, and our robots will go to the right place to put on the coral. Yeah.
I see. Well, thank you for your time. All right. What team are y'all?
5985.
And where are y'all from?
Australia.
Australia. What would you like to tell me a bit about y'all's robot and what it accomplishes?
Okay, so this is Valence, our robot. It can do anything to do with algae, everything with coral except picking off ground. It can do a deep climb, and we can do defense theoretically.
Oh. So I've heard about the custom of making people visiting Australia and robot stations try this thing. I forgot what it was called.
Vegemite?
Yes, Vegemite. Do y'all have any?
You might have to go talk to Thunder down under. 3132.
3132.
Last I checked, they had some. We do not.
It was a pleasure talking to you, though. Good luck.
Thank you. Good luck.
All right. What team are y'all?
888.
And where are y'all from?
We're from Maryland.
Would you like to tell me a bit about your goals this season?
So our goal this season was to make playoffs in Worlds, so we'll see how that goes, but
that's about it?
Yeah.
All right. Well, it wasn't much, but it was a pleasure talking to you.
What?
It wasn't much, but it was a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you, you too.
Good morning. What team are you?
I'm Jowan, and I'm representing 5089, the Robo-Nerds.
And where are y'all from?
We are from Los Angeles, California, the Highland Park region.
And would you like to tell me a bit about y'all's robot?
Yeah. We have the stationary coral shooter to score to the reef zone. It rises up through via elevator to score level 3 and 2. We have an algae intake to store the processors on. The algae goes into here, we roll it up here, and then we just shoot it out into that processor.
Okay. So I see the big gears on your lifting mechanism. What are those for?
So those we used to attempt to climb, but it didn't work, so we're just not using them right now.
Well, it's good. It's good to hear about how you design and fail, and you're learning from your fails. Well, it was good talking to you.
Thank you.
What team are y'all on?
6147.
And where are y'all from?
Mountain, Minnesota.
And would you like to tell me a bit about y'all's robot and what it does?
Absolutely. Our robot has a donut shape for it, and basically it allows the cage to go into the center, keep a center of mass, and we can get a deep cage super efficiently. They have built-in squirt bevels, so that basically we have a double intake for our top. So one side it will shift open, which allows us to use the deep cage, while the other one will still be working if needed, but we should never have to worry about that. Our auto cams, we have 4 auto cams ready with 2 orange pies. So basically we have some of the tip-top best auto align systems for everything needed. And we can get all 4 levels of coral efficiently. We love level 4 though. We have a great 4L4 auto. We have a very good 3L4 auto. And as a bonus, we can do any organized sort of disarray for, if we're in the center, we can move out of any direction needed for others. And the final thing I'll add is that we can also do algae from the ground. We can score into the processor or in the barge, and we can take it off the reef if needed.
So how long have y'all been doing this?
Our team has been around for now 10 years.
Nice.
Yeah.
Mind if I take some merch?
Sure. Go for it.
Thanks. It's a pleasure talking to you.
Is it about our team or?
It's about your team, your robot, everything. All right, so.
You might want to talk to someone else actually.
All right. Excuse me. Do y'all have time for an interview?
Yeah, just throw on the just on the ground. We can just drivers choose whatever bonus
Sorry, we're really. If you come back in a couple minutes, we're really busy right now.
All right, I understand. What team number are y'all?
We're team 2881.
And where are y'all from?
We're from Austin, Texas.
Nice. Very close to here. Would you like to tell us about your robot?
Yeah, so we are a dual lead screw elevator this year with an arm on our stage as well. We have a floor intake, which picks up the coral and then brings the arm up, and then the coral goes straight into the arm. When it's up, it goes down. And then we have 4 cameras as well, which look at the April tags all around the field, so that we can use our swerve and go between the floor, wherever the coral may be, to the reef and scoring. We also do remove algae, but we don't score it anywhere this year. And is there anything else we want to talk about?
Oh, what's the purpose of those holes on the intake right there?
Yeah, so these holes are lightning. They make the robot lighter overall, so that we're under the weight limit. I think our robot without battery and bumpers is 114.2.
I love the colors, by the way.
Thank you. It's vinyl, like car wrap.
Let's see. Well, it was a pleasure talking to you.
Yeah, thank you.
What team number are y'all?
Wait, an interview with the camera or like Kid Scout?
Yes.
Oh, sorry, never mind.
All right. What team are y'all?
We're 2720.
And where are y'all from?
We're from South Jersey, right outside of Philly.
Would you like to tell me about y'all's robot that is not currently here?
So our robot that's not here, it's a great robot. We have an elevator, it's a swerve drive, an elevator with a pivoting arm. We like to score all the coral levels. We can also do the deep cage hang.
Do you have a floor intake?
No, we have a coral station intake.
Another question. What inspired you to build your robot the way you did?
So we wanted to have set positions for the reef, and our goal was to get all 4 levels of coral pretty easily. So having a pivoting arm with set positions and an elevator with a string potentiometer on it helps us to get those set positions at whatever angle and whatever height that we want. So
yeah, I see. Well, once your bot gets here, I'll talk to you more about it. But thank you for
You can see the amazing elevator.
I love the look.
Thank you so much.
All right.
Feel free to come back anytime, ask some questions.
All right. Thanks for the interview.
Take a pen or anything.
What team are y'all?
Team 2980, the Whidbey Island Wildcat Robotics Club.
And where are y'all from?
Whidbey Island, Oak Harbor in Washington.
Ah. I've seen a lot of teams from Washington lately.
Yes, there's 22 teams from the PNW here.
I mean, from my home state of Louisiana, we only have 9 teams in total, and all 9 are here.
That's really cool.
That's wonderful.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So, would you like to tell me a bit about your robot that is here currently?
Gideon.
Or Onion. We're getting interviewed. Gideon's watching a match right now. I think you're fit.
Not much.
He's off at his match.
That's a lot of awards.
It also stores our pins and stuff like that.
So y'all got refills for the pin box in there?
Yeah, we're trying to make them
ration
last.
them out.
Well, it was fun talking to y'all.
Yeah,
Thank you.
All right. What team number are y'all?
1477 Texas.
And where are y'all from?
The Woodlands, Texas.
Oh, I actually went there for a concert earlier this year.
Oh, cool.
So tell me a bit about y'all's robot.
Yeah, so we have this Bell Scory here. So we can do algae in here and coral in here down our funnel. There's a shoulder in here. This is the buddy of our intake. We have an Everybot style climber down here with a winch.
Is that carbon fiber or mass composite?
Max composite. And we have an L1 little claw on the back.
Ah. So, what inspired you to design your robot this way?
Well, we wanted to do both algae and coral. That was very important. And we wanted to have a pass-through style coral without having to go through the elevator.
Ah, I see. Well, it was a pleasure talking with you.
Yeah.
What team are y'all on?
We're on team 5535 from New Buffalo, Michigan.
All right, and where are y'all from?
New Buffalo, Michigan.
Would you like to tell me a bit about y'all's robot and what it does?
So our robot is primarily an algae robot. The only time we touch coral is in the beginning of autonomous, where we drop one down into the trough. From then on, we play teleop with algae. On average, we get about 10 algae up in the barge, and we can also do processor, but we prefer the barge since you get more net points. And then at the end of the game, we do a deep climb.
So, do y'all have the ability to get the algae off the ground?
Yes, we can pick up algae from anywhere. We can pick it up off the ground, we can pick it up low reef, high reef, and even off of the PVC or the corals when they start at the game. Like
that's
people like to call them lollipops. We can also pick them up right off of there.
Nice. So, what inspired your algae-centric design?
So, at the beginning of the season, we spoke as a team, and we were just looking at the benefits and the disadvantages of doing coral and doing algae. And we came down to algae just because
it gets more points?
It doesn't necessarily get more points, but most people we thought were going to do coral, so that would be hard to compete with, you know. We'd still be able to compete, except it would just be difficult when there's a bunch of coral robots. We want to stand out, and so that's why we went algae. And also with algae, you don't need to be as accurate. You don't have to line up and stuff like that, and we weren't sure if we were going to be able to get April tags set up. So that's why we went with the algae design, because you can just run up to the barge and shoot them in.
I get it, because those limelights cost a lot of money.
Well, we have limelights, but the thing was,
We use our limelight.
we didn't know how much time we'd have to do all this. You know, of course we know when season starts and everything, but we only have 7 students on our team. So that means that everyone is always doing something. There's no downtime. So we're always working, and we just knew that we don't want to push ourselves too hard to where we won't have a good functional robot. So that's why we did not want to mess with vision and stuff like that, and we didn't want to mess with really precise movements, because then you won't be getting many points. So that's why we started going with algae. And algae still gets us around 52 points on average in a game.
Yeah, because doing all that precise work just defeats the point of trying to do something
Yes, exactly.
easy.
Exactly. Getting 10 algae algae is way better than only getting 3 L4s. You know, so that's why we did it. That's why we ended up going with our algae design, and it's worked great. I think right now we're sitting maybe 4th in the world for algae scoring.
Nice.
I think that's the statistic that I heard on that.
Well, it's good talking to you.
Yep, nice talking to you.
Where are y'all from?
Newton, New Jersey.
And what team are y'all?
Aperture 3142.
All right, and would you like to tell me a bit about y'all's robot and what it does?
So our robot is a robot, if you couldn't guess.
No.
We can do coral and algae. We can score on every single level. We cannot score in the barge, but we can score in the processor. We have one driver. It is me. We have... What? Oh, I'm sorry. We don't have a ground pickup, but we are very fast. We can score at least 13 coral a match.
So y'all are all-rounder for everything except barge?
Yes.
And where's y'all's climb?
Right here, it's a deep climb.
So, tell me a bit about your design process going into this.
So there was a lot of CAD work, and four actual
iterations
arm for the score on the. I'm sorry. For on the score on the reef, there was a lot of CAD going into it because there was only one motor that brings the elevator up and then down. So there's nothing to actually adjust this angle.
Don't worry about it, I don't need
it. It only works by going up and down, just 2 arms. So it's like, I know how to explain it. It's a linkage that moves up and down and basically extends one part out. So our hopper basically moves down to shoot the algae out. So when it goes all the way up to L4, it's vertical, and when it's L1, it's horizontal.
So have you considered using gear ratios for faster motor movement?
Yes. We actually did. We got the higher gear ratio for our swerves.
Therefore, you're able to go way faster on turning?
Yes. No, not just turning, just speed as well.
Just speed in general?
Yes.
Well, there's always a need for speed.
Yes. There's always a need for speed.
Well, it was fun talking to you.
Of course.
The Crown Carry.
Yes, the Crown Carry.
What team are y'all?
Team 422.
And where are y'all from?
Richmond, Virginia.
All right, tell me a bit about y'all's robot and what it's designed to do.
Okay, so our robot's name is Wisp. We have a ground and source intake, so we can pick up coral off the ground, but our human players can also drop it into the funnel. And we have a continuous elevator that can score all 4 levels on the reef. And our end effector, which we call the manipulator, also can score algae. We can take it off the reef, we can put it in the barge, or we can put it in the processor. So yeah, we can kind of basically do everything except pick up algae off the ground.
So is that on the outside polycarbon carbon fiber, or is it max composite?
It's max composite from Red. But we also have some real carbon fiber on our funnel and our tie rods, which support the elevator.
I really like y'all's mascot.
Oh, the dragon? Yeah, thank you.
All right, well, it was fun talking to you.
Yeah, you too. What team are y'all?
8808. All right, what's y'all's team number?
6647.
And where are y'all from?
Monterrey, Mexico.
Oh, Mexico. So, tell me a bit about y'all's robot and what it's supposed to accomplish.
Yeah, sure. So, actually our abilities here, I use like a robot.
Tell me about your robot and what it's built to do this season.
Okay, so our robot mainly does calls from the source. It can score all levels except 1. We struggle a bit with that, but we are really faceted. Our score is 16 cycles, doing 6 L4 and the rest at L3 and L2. And we also do algae on the processor, and we do that really quickly too.
Wow. That looks really good. I like y'all's design. Well, thank you for your time. Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much. Have a nice day.
It's nothing. from?
From Arkansas.
And what team are y'all?
Or Team 3937 Breakaway.
Would you like to tell me about your robot and what it's designed to do?
Sure. So our robot was designed to be incredibly versatile and to be flexible enough to play with a variety of alliance partners. We noticed that it was very easy to build robots that would specialize in this year's game. So as we went through the progression from regional matches to hopefully Worlds matches, we wanted to complement all of those potential architectures. To do this, we decided upon building a tilting elevator, very similar to 1678 and 2023. This allows us to intake coral from all the positions and get algae from all the positions as well, and to store coral and algae in all the positions, and gives us a backpack climbing system, so that way we have an easily integrated climbing system for the end of the match. And we think that it's paid off pretty well for us.
Are you able to get coral and algae off the floor? Like, are you able to get the algae off the lollipops and stuff?
Yes, we're able to do all of that.
So you're like the most versatile robot here.
We hope. Shallow climb.
We hope.
Yeah, we don't have a shallow climb. That's the one thing we did decide that wasn't going to be necessary.
So that's your Achilles heel, climbing.
Yes, if it comes down to it, hopefully though nothing comes down to a shallow climb. Hopefully we're with an alliance that can all deep climb.
All right. Well, it was fun talking to you.
You as well.
All right. What team are you?
7421 Overture.
And where are you from?
Monterrey, Mexico.
What is your robot built to do this season?
So we built it in order to be able to grab coral from the source and from the floor. And with the same intake, we're able to grab the algae from the reef and from the floor. We also have a climber in order to climb, and yeah, we pretty much can do everything.
Wow. That would be team. Oh, so tell me a bit about the code that went into this robot.
So I'm not in programming, so I can't tell you in detail, but I can tell you that the majority of the robot is
the most exciting hall in all of FRC.
Automatized. It's autonomous. Like the drivers click a button and the robot does.
So you don't really have to worry about doing precise inputs. You just have to press a button and it does everything?
Yeah. We have 4 cameras that are located in the front and in the back. In order to we have a pretty good field orientation, both for autonomous and for teleop. And the language that we use is C++.
Gracias por tu tiempo.
De nada.
What team are y'all?
Team 5199, Robot Dolphins from Outer Space.
And where are y'all from?
We are from Mission Viejo, California.
Tell me a bit about y'all's robot and what it's built to do.
Basically, our robot is a 2-stage elevator on a pivot. And so we use this pivot to be able to score in every single level, as well as get ground intake with our intake right here, an effector. And so we can reach any part of the reef, and we can also de-score algae from the ground or from the reef by using this surgical tubing mechanism right here. And we can go up and we just fling it onto the barge. For our climber mechanism, we have a simple climber here, just winch mechanism right here. Our climb is about like 8 to 10 seconds. And we have these polypropylene guides right here, as well as a small polycarb guide, and 150-pound magnets right here that cling onto the cage and auto-align the cage onto our bars so that every single climb is balanced. And we balance a little bit more by using a diving weight in the back corner right here, just so that we won't have any complications with judges of if it's off the ground or not.
So I haven't seen a lot of pivot bots this season, and the ones I have seen, they haven't been able to do algae very well. They've mainly been focused on getting coral off the ground. So what I'm seeing y'all do here is really impressive. I'm surprised at this. Even the diving weight part, that was ingenuitive. Very, very smart.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it took us a while to get to this point. Before this end effector, we did have like Rembrandt style end effector with the inside coal grabber. But then we switched kind of like Hawaiian Kids archetype, where you have horizontal rollers instead, just that it's easier to get from HP station. It's just a little bit faster and you can do more autos with it. This bot just had more potential than what we started with. And yeah, pretty Gucci bot.
Thank you for your time. What team are y'all?
6431.
And where are y'all from?
Turkey. Istanbul.
Ah, I've seen a lot of people here from Istanbul.
Yeah, there.
So tell me a bit about y'all's robot. That.
Tell me about the robot.
Would you like to tell me about y'all's robot?
Sure. Check out
Okay. So give me all of the details.
Sure. So we've got this funnel intake. It's stable, and there's this intake over here. You can come and see if you wish. So we take from the human player, and then we've got a two-stage elevator that allows us to shoot from L1 to L4, and also here there is also another place, another intake to take the algae from the corals, reefs, sorry, and we can take them out and shoot them to the processor. So the most important part of this robot is actually this mechanism that allows us to easily and fastly remove the algae and fill the reefs with the corals, with all the stages.
So what inspired you to build your robot this way?
So it is a very simplistic model that can accomplish many different tasks. For example, some teams have arms or other external stuff, but we didn't want to pursue that pathway because that might cause many problems. And with this design, we can accomplish many tasks with a very straightforward manner.
All right. Well, it was great talking to you.
Thank you.
I'm glad to learn about this amazing robot right here.
Thank you very much.
What team are y'all?
5665.
And where are y'all from?
Turkey. Turkey?
At first I was thinking y'all were from Germany. I don't know why.
Istanbul, Turkey.
Istanbul. Tell me a bit about your team. Like what inspired you to make the team you're on?
So I joined this team 2 years ago. This is my second year, and since I've joined this team, I've seen a lot, and I think what I like most about our team, is that we're like a family. That's usually what inspires us the most in the process of making the robot, and as the outreach team continuing our project. Usually the motivation we have is our friends and the family that we have.
Yeah, I totally agree about it. I'm a rookie this year, and like everything is so fast thanks to them, thanks to the old ones. Yeah.
Your rookie year is always made better by the seniors.
Yeah. I don't know yet.
She's my little baby.
So, where are y'all from?
Actually, Turkey is is really a diverse country. No one lives where she or he born. So, like, it's a bit. It could be confusing.
It's
so yeah,
kind of complicated.
We can say just Istanbul because like we born there.
We were born there, so it's kind of like our hometown.
I see.
And it's like the most populated city in Turkey anyway. It has 16 million people living in there. So.
Wow.
But it's not the capital. It's not.
It's crazy that city has more people than the capital.
Yeah, actually, but like you can think like New York and
It's like New York is considered the unofficial capital.
Yeah, exactly. It's exactly the same thing. Yeah.
All right. Well, it was a pleasure talking to y'all.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. What team are y'all?
6800 Valor.
And where are y'all from?
Austin, Texas.
So tell me about the design of y'all's robot. Why did you choose to paint it paint the metal black, for example?
What was the question?
Why did you choose to paint the metal black?
Oh, it reflects our school colors, because we're from Vandergrift High School and our school colors are white and black, or silver and black, so we just have black on our robot.
I see. So it's not, it doesn't have any function for the robot?
No, it's just like aesthetic to make it all cohesive.
I really do like the color scheme on the robot.
Thank you.
So this algae intake over here, is that max composite or is it carbon fiber?
It's SRPP.
Yeah, it's max composite SRPP. Oh, okay. And is there anything else you'd like to add about the robot that you like?
I personally like our climber a lot. I think it accommodates our drivers really well so that they don't have to think much at all when they climb. We have under a 5-second climb, so I think that's my favorite part.
Thank you for your time.
Yeah.
All right, what team number are y'all?
Team 3473.
And where are y'all from?
Los Angeles, California.
All right, tell me about your robot and the design process that went into it.
The what?
Tell me a bit about your robot and the design process that went into it.
Of course. So our priorities for this year was being like a very good L4 score and like kind of being core priority, with also algae removal ability. So to do that, we have like a funnel for our intake. So all of our coral can be dropped in from the human station, and it'll directly funnel into our outtake, which is actually attached to our elevator. And then this system will allow us to reach from L2 to L4, and we also have like an extra part on our outtake that can flip up and actually remove algae from the reef.
Oh, thank you for your time. What team number are y'all?
3197.
And where are y'all from?
Cedarburg, Wisconsin.
All right, tell me a bit about your robot.
It is currently coming back from a match.
Okay. Is any one of you here a coder?
No, he's coming back soon.
All right. So what is y'all's role in this?
What is it?
Like, what do y'all do for the team?
Oh, I'm Impact's president and boss on mechanical sub team.
Okay. So tell me a bit about what you've done for the robot.
I created a plinky mount, and I also worked at weight reduction on the like struts for the mechanisms.
And how did you do that?
I use CAD to create models and then see where weight reduction can happen.
But how exactly did you reduce the weight on the struts?
I cut out pieces using the CNC router.
Ah. So once your robot comes back, I'll continue this with you. But thank you for your time. What team number are y'all?
2200.
And where are y'all from?
Burlington, Ontario, Canada.
So tell me a bit about your robot and the design process that went into it.
Okay, so we started from the funnel at intake. We dropped the coral into the funnel. We went through like at least 5 changes, probably like double that, to get it to go in as smoothly as possible. We have a beam brake sensor there. It'll sense when the coral's there. That way the claw goes back, goes in, it'll suck it up, then we'll move it in position, and the elevator goes up to score. We can also do algae from the reef. We go up to it, and we added these springs so that we're able to hold the algae in. And we'll know what our elevator behind you. There's all 6 score bar door processor. I gotta get out here.
So what is your robot mostly made out of? Like these small components out here.
Everything's mostly aluminum.
One last question. Do y'all have any preferences between partially autonomous versus driver control fully?
It was mostly driver control before, and then we added an auto. I don't think we've used it yet, but it is right now it's still mostly driver.
Okay. Thank you for your time. All right, what team number are y'all?
2706.
And where are y'all from?
Ottawa.
Where is that?
In Ontario, in Canada.
All right. So tell me about your robot. Like, what is it built to accomplish?
It's built to accomplish coral mainly, and sometimes algae.
All right. What else? What else does it do? Like, besides that, can it climb?
No, it cannot climb.
Oh, so you're mainly focused on getting the big points?
Yeah.
Do you have a ground lifter for your coral and algae?
No.
So you're mainly focused on getting stuff off the reef and getting all the coral from the dispensers?
Yes.
Okay. And one last question. How long have you been a team? Like, how long has this team been?
This is our 10th year anniversary.
Nice. Thank you for your time. All right, what team are y'all?
We are 3794.
And where are y'all from?
From Mexico.
Tell me a bit about your robot.
Our robot is right now in the competition, but I can tell you that we have a mechanism chassis, and also we have a mechanism from an elevator, and also in the elevator, under for my pronunciation, it's under we have a hook that we can expand part, take it, and then roll, and put it the game piece on the coral station.
So how happy are you to be at Worlds right now?
I'm really happy. That's my third year, and always on the university, I'm always an alumni. So I'm excited to be right here because it's my first time traveling from another country.
It makes sense. I mean, I haven't even gotten to travel out of the country yet, so I'd be really happy if I got to do this. So thank you for your time.
You're welcome. Do you want any candy?
Oh, sure, I'll take it. Thank you. I've always loved these little things. All right, what team are y'all?
I'm in 7444 Moonstar Robotics.
And where are y'all from?
Turkey, Istanbul.
Tell me about your robot and what it's designed to do.
So we have an elevator robot that takes the coral off the right here, and this one we take and holds the coral right here with the sensors, and when we lift the elevator out, like that,
it lifts with it.
Like that, it shoots the coral and gets off the point. We have we use this to get the ball off the reef. When we get up to L4, this will stretch the ball and drop it out. And right here, we have a ground intake for late games because in here late game with reef will be full, and we use this to score at L1 and processor. It can do processor also, and that's it.
I can like explain it more specific, like the
do you have
how it works or something like that.
Do you have a climber?
No,
climber. We don't know.
All right, thank you for y'all's time. It was nice meeting you.
Over here that they're using for the judges currently. Well, yeah, but they're using that now. It just kind of holds everything we need and have, or what we could possibly have to do in our pit. And I don't do that. They do that. But we just kind of tell them what to put in there and they put it in there.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
So, what team number are y'all?
We are team 6996.
And where are y'all from?
From Adelaide, South Australia, which is, Australia.
Okay. And tell me a bit about your robot.
Well, we're not having a robot currently with us, but our robot is a coral bot mainly, and we pick up from the player station, and we also do climb the deep cage quite consistently, which is cool. And with climbing, we actually have this funnel here splits open to climb. Otherwise, the cage would get hit. So that's a really cool thing. Yeah.
Also, I believe you heard about the custom whenever people meet Australian teams that they have to try Vegemite. Do you have any left?
Unfortunately, we didn't bring any.
Oh.
We do have some sweets, I think. And we have a batch. We do have one. Here is a caramel koala.
Oh, I've heard about these.
Yeah, they're obviously very sweet, but they're good. So
I'll keep it in my pocket for whenever I get back to the stands.
That's good.
All right, thank you for your time. Everyone.
Everyone's cool.
All right, so tell me about your robot. Oh wait, I forgot to ask the general question. What team number is y'all?
2429.
And where are y'all from?
We're from Southern California in Los Angeles.
Anyways, back to telling me about the robot.
I mean, we got a cool scoring subsystem. So here is our pivot. It's attached to our carriage of the elevator. Everything on the carriage is custom. There's a total of 100 to 1 reduction on the pivot, and that's attached to this wrist right here. The wrist is run at 40 to 1 reduction, and it allows us to pick up from one side and score on the other side. So,
what team are y'all?
We are 747, the Wired Boars.
And where are y'all from?
We are from Wallingford, Connecticut.
All right, tell me a bit about your robot.
Okay, so our robot we're mainly oriented towards coral, so we have like an intake there. This intake, I don't know if you want to come closer. This intake is this is how we get coral from the station. We have these two rollers, those go here. The X-Link is on an elevator, flips here. This is the handoff. So the coral goes in here. These spin, get stuck into here. We have backstops, so we use current detection. So we use current detection to know when to turn off the rollers so we can take. So just flip around, and then to score, the elevator lifts and then just scores. But just don't get on it.
Question: do you have any way to get algae off the reef?
Yeah. So if you come over here, so we have these rollers here. But we go up to the algae on the reef. This spins, and it kind of just pulls it off. We can't grab onto it though; it just kind of knocks it off the reef. But we can pick it up from the ground.
And one last question. I love the googly eyes.
Thank you.
But why did you build the climber the way you built it?
So this climber, how it works is, I don't know, we just wanted to go with like the simplest design possible. At the beginning, we were kind of like indecisive about like how was that going to do when we kind of saw other teams. All other teams really had this like mid-reaction bar that applies torque to the cage from lower down. So we have this like cat tongue tape here to prevent the cage from slipping. Because when we're climbing, we don't want to slide down the cage because then we would just like hit the ground, and also that just changes how our CG and the pivot point interact. So this latch just has rubber bands that most go by, locks into here, and then we have a torsion spring here to apply tension. So it's basically the torsion spring is always pushing it, so it's always pushing it up. We have a winch that's pulling it down. So when we want to go up, we just let the rope out, and this pushes it out, and then the climb just pushes it.
All right, thank you for your time.
Yeah.
What team number are you?
We're Team 360, the Revolution.
And where are y'all from?
We're from Tacoma, Washington, Bellarmine Preparatory School.
It seems like you came a long way.
Yeah.
All the way from up there down here.
Yeah. Plane flight. Yeah.
So tell me about your robot. Like, what is it built to accomplish?
So I can start with like our coral scoring.
Okay.
So our coral scoring involves a funnel that we go up to the station for, and then our human player drops a coral into the funnel. We have a powered roller here that goes through, and then it feeds it to our coral head here. And this coral head is attached to a stationary. This is a stationary head attached to an elevator, and this is how we score on all 4 levels. And then for algae, I can move on to algae. The way we remove algae is using this mechanism. We extend our elevator up, and then we remove algae by extending this, and it takes it off the reef. And then the way we actually score algae is this mechanism. This is our tilt mechanism. So this has a full range of motion from here to all the way down here. Yeah.
Give me a paper, David. Give me a paper. Oh, sorry. Take a picture of your sticker.
Yeah. So we intake algae off the ground like this, and then we have different set points. We have different set points for different scoring positions. We have like one like right here for the net scoring, and then we have one here for processor scoring. So hi there.
Do you have a way to get coral off the ground?
Off the ground, no. We don't have a ground intake.
One last question. What was the design process going into this?
The design process going into this, one of our main goals with our design this year was to be able to do most of, if not all of the scoring capabilities, because we like to be a reliable team that kind of fits into every mold that we need to fit in. So a big goal that we had was being able to do most, if not all, scoring capabilities, which we achieved. The only one that we're a little lack on is a 1, and we can't shallow climb. We only chose to do deep climb for the RP bonus.
All right, thank you for your time. It was nice talking to you. Team number?
1942.
And where are y'all from?
Israel.
Israel. Tell me about your robot.
Okay, so we have this big funnel that we use for intake from the the feeder, and then the funnel goes straight to the L1, and connected to it is this wheel that removes the algae from the reef. At the same time, it scores the coral, and these are the wheels that prevent a coral intake. This is the climbing mechanism.
I really like your design on it. I've heard it was a really long flight from Israel to here.
Yes, it was. We had to take 2 flights. Okay, so here we have the climbing mechanism. We climb the deep cage. This part goes into the cage, and then there's the upper part of the cage is has it's curved, so these screw it goes on the flap that curves, and it climbs with this.
So what was your biggest motivation for building this robot?
Because we really wanted to succeed and get better. Yeah, and to have fun and enjoy the building process. Yeah.
Is there anything else you want to add on about the code or anything?
No.
All right. Thank you for your time. Team number?
2145.
And where are y'all from?
Linden, Michigan.
All right. So starting off, tell me about your coral intake.
So, sturdy photo. We drive up to the station. The human throws it in. I can show you. Watch this. Boom.
Baller.
This thing spins. We have sensors that tell it when to stop.
And do you have any way to get coral off the ground?
No.
Do you have any way to get algae off the reef?
Yeah, use this stick.
Oh, stick. Makes sense.
This thing goes up.
Oh.
This stabs the algae out.
Oh, stick goes up. Very cool. All right. So, is there a coder here?
Who?
You're a coder?
Yeah.
All right. What coding language do you use?
We use English. Java.
Java. Okay. And what was the hardest part about this robot to code?
So basically we have the system where you select one of the 12 reef poses in L1, 2, 3, or 4, and it was the hardest part to code because we had to make the robot respond according to a UI, and it avoids the reef and then uses PID and scores all at the same time while checking to see if there's algae, and then if there is algae, then it will also clear it. And then it will also drive back to the source and play infinitely autonomously.
So it's mostly just autonomous based drive-by?
Yeah, everything is on.
So all you have to do is just press the button and it goes?
Yeah, we hold this one.
Oh. So you just hold left trigger and tight loop.
The problem is that unexpected things happen. And that's when you let go of the button and you use the joysticks.
Oh. Well, that makes sense. Everything has to have some sort of fault to it.
Yeah. But our auto worked. We scored 4 pieces in auto.
Nice.
It was very awesome.
All right, well, thank you for y'all's time.
Yeah, you too.
What team number are y'all?
We're team 7531.
And where are y'all from?
We're from Dubuque, Iowa.
All right, tell me about the design process that went into making this robot.
Yeah, absolutely. So we knew that we wanted to be a very versatile team that we could complement all of our alliance partners. So we knew we wanted to be able to do both coral and algae. It was just which one we wanted to do better. And we ultimately decided that coral we wanted to do best, but we also wanted to be a really good algae team as well. And so what went into this is we started with some basic designs first. We looked at past games such as 2019 and 2022 to try and get those kinds of ideas. And then we saw what came out with a robot in 3 days from those different kinds of universities, and we took ideas from there. So our funnel is very inspired by Robot in 3 days because we were able to go up against the human player station and eliminate that kind of error with missing the coral onto our robot.
Another question, why did you choose to put the funnel and intake to the side instead of in the middle?
We decided to put it to the side because we wanted to put the coral and the algae right next to each other so that we were able to have both of those on the front of our robot. We also originally had a plan in the back for our deep climb, but we were too overweight because of the thickness and robustness of our different metal, and so that's why there's a big gap in the back of our bot.
So, how does this go and deliver coral?
Yeah, so we will drive up to the human player station, and the back of our robot will go up against the bot, and then the human player will drop the coral into the funnel, and it will go into these flywheels. This piece of metal down here stops it from going out of the robot. Since these flywheels are larger, it grips into there. So when we lift our elevator up, it won't go out until we spit it out of these flywheels.
Oh, so it lifts up with the elevator.
Correct, yes. So this is attached onto the elevator, and so is the algae, but the funnel is not.
All right. Is there anything else you'd like to add about it that I didn't ask you about?
We are sponsored by a company called Tri-State Industries, and Tri-State Industries is a metal manufacturing company in Dubuque, and we CAD file all of our metals, and then they laser cut it for us. So all of these aliens that you see on our robot, it's all of them. Most of our metal, besides our elevator, we use them as well. We also use a swerve drive chassis, so we're able to move in any direction at any point with Kraken X60 motors.
And one last question.
Yeah, absolutely.
Did you have to make a bomb during CADing for them to cut? Or did you just send them the part files and they cut it?
We sent them the part files, and they also come and help mentor our team to kind of give advice into what kind of mechanisms that we should be using on our bot and like the thickness of that metal based on what we designed as students. So we send them those kinds of parts, and we actually had to do some of them a couple different times, both for weight purposes and cutting down our weight, as well as simply just the robustness of it. So in the back we have bracing against our elevator, as well as channels holding up our funnel, and those used to be different thicknesses of metal, and when we went to competition we found out that it was way too thin, so we had to thicken it up again, which is why we had to take the climber off of our bot so that we weren't overweight.
All right, thank you for your time.
You're very welcome.
All right, what team number are you?
Yeah, we're team 8590.
And where are you from?
We're from Fairfax, Virginia.
All right, tell me about your robot.
Well, we're a pretty scrappy team. We fought throughout this whole season, and basically we used to be ranked like 89th and 86th respectively the last 2 years. And we built a really nice spot after a turn of new management. And we were ranked 9th in our Chesapeake district.
Nice.
Awesome. So essentially, we really focus on L2 and L3. That's because we get faster cycles than an L4 bot. And we already knew that so many people were going to go for L4 that we can most definitely get L2s and L3s down easily.
So, why did you choose to use cardboard and wood on the front?
Okay, so it's really, well, this was really a last minute change. So essentially, we used to only have all polycarb, right?
Yes.
However, we have a really big problem with just the coral just bouncing around into the hopper because this polycarb really acts like a spring.
So you use it to cushion it?
Exactly.
And then the wood panel in front?
The wood panel, like these wood panels?
Yeah, and the one on the very front.
Oh, right. So essentially, we had a laser engraver, so we just want to use wood, some balsa wood, just put it back there. It's also lighter than polycarb, so that also helps us here. And here is one of our newer additions, which is our deep climb. And actually, a fun thing about this is that we're the only 2 robots in this entire comp that's running this set of deep climb. And essentially, what it really does is that it gets the cage through here, through this funnel, then it rests inside these rollers, and essentially these rollers will grip to the cage and pull the cage up, and then our ball will actually do a 90-degree turn, kind of, lifting up in the air.
Has it been working?
Yeah, it has. I'll show you a picture right now if you want.
Is there anything else that you'd like to add about it?
Unfortunately, like, our electrical captain isn't here. Like, it looks like a disarray from here, but last year was a lot worse. Like, we had like 15 electrical problems like throughout this whole last year, our whole season. This year we had nothing at all. Like basically nothing bad in electrical.
So what was one of the failures that you learned from this year that you find to be the best?
Well, the thing is that we learned adaptive throughout this stage. Like this shooter is our second iteration. Our first one was the big, had a lot of weight to it. This is a lot lighter, and this algae remover is also really consistent, really nice. Earlier we had our algae remover on a winch system, so it would just freely go down and then it will winch back up, which is not really that great. So we got this belt and pulley system right here, which it works really well.
What's up with the clicking I'm hearing from it?
Well, essentially that's from the motor down here.
Ah.
It's because there's a lot of tension here.
Yeah, you're not supposed to run the motor without actually running it.
Yeah, it's not really supposed to do that, but we had some problems with some belt issues and stuff. But this has worked pretty consistently throughout this whole entire comp and last comp, so it's pretty good. Yeah.
So, what year is this for you?
Huh?
What year is this for you?
So this is my second year on the team, and yeah.
And one last question before I go. How many cameras do you have on here?
So we have 2 cameras, and we're using Proton Vision, essentially just track the April tags and getting our auto line and autos working pretty well. Our autos are really consistent, and they're really nice.
This is really fascinating. Thank you for your time.
Yeah.
What's y'all's team number?
167.
And where are y'all from?
Iowa City, Iowa.
All right, so tell me about your favorite part about the robot.
I think you're pretty hard there, aren't you? Folding up ramp.
Nice. So, what's your favorite part about the folding up ramp?
I just think it's a cool idea to fold it out of the way for the climber.
Nice. Speaking of which, where is y'all's climber?
It's in the back there. Appears to be missing at the moment. I think they're broken.
Also, I noticed y'all's team name, Children of the Corn.
Iowa City has a lot of corn.
What city is it?
Iowa City.
Oh, Iowa City. I thought you said our city. So, tell me your favorite part about the robot.
I would have to say the coral, like our intake, because if it gets jammed or if it's in the wrong position, it can shoot it back out and then retake it back in, so that way it doesn't break.
And is there anyone here that's a coder?
Yeah. Tada.
Hey Tada.
Hey Tada.
Tada.
Hey Tada, we got stuff for you.
You can tell me about your code. Tell us about
It looks like they just came back from a match.
He wants to ask about coding.
So tell me about the coding part of the robot. What was the hardest part to code?
We're from Iowa City, Iowa. Last year we had.
It seems like I all have to think about your favorite part about this robot or the hardest part.
I guess the hardest part was waiting for build team to give me a robot design that I can actually like use.
See. Yeah.
Yeah. Just yeah. Feel bad for you, man. As a fellow coder, I feel bad for you.
A programmer is getting the bot -1 days before competition.
On my team, I may not do first right now. I'm doing something else, but basically, I'm the only member of my team this year, so I have to get a bomb for everything before I even get parts to assemble the robot. Then I have to assemble the robot, and I have to make sure everything is tightened by the bolt so that nothing is loose. And then, worst part, I had to figure out how to code it. So yeah, it's quite a lot for one person to do.
Yeah, 28 of us. And like 10 mentors. Yeah, me too. Yeah. 9 came on the bus, and Grayson and Michael didn't. So we got 11.
Is there anything else you'd like to add on? Like, what language do you use?
We use Java with the Advantage Kit framework.
Okay.
Advantage Kit has been super useful for me because I can like not only do robot code simulations really easily, I can also diagnose issues in both simulation and real match logs because I can use A-Kit's replay to figure out what went wrong and how to fix it.
Okay. And last thing before I go, how hard was the documentation part?
The what part?
Documentation.
Did we ever do that?
I have no idea what that is.
Same.
Wait, what do you mean by documentation?
Like jotting down what you do in a notebook or something?
Yeah, no, we don't do that.
We don't do that.
Pleb.
The two closest things I could ever do that is on-shape edit history and GitHub commit history. That's probably it.